Happy Easter Monday, friends. Christ is risen indeed. And yet, if we're honest, many of us in our church community, in our Evansville community, in our world community, are having a hard time feeling like the resurrection is real right now. It's hard to believe in the hope that Easter promises us when it feels like the world is spinning out of control. And so we got to thinking, what can Methodist Temple do in this time and this place to make Easter a little more real to those in our community? Now, many in our church are working tirelessly as hospital and medical staff at various facilities, fighting this pandemic firsthand, working as the healing hands of God, and we continue to pray for them every day that God would bless their efforts and keep them safe as they serve others. But what about the rest of us, those who aren't in the medical field? Well, as you know, there's another aspect to this pandemic that is perhaps affecting even more people, and that is, of course, the economic impact. It's hard to turn on the news and not see another story about a furlough or a group of people who lost their jobs, or just all the people who, in order to stay safe, can't work right now. Maybe there's something we can do, something small, that would provide them a glimpse of Easter hope and joy, even in this most difficult of times, even when the future is most uncertain. And so we are issuing a Methodist Temple Easter challenge. Be Easter this week. If you are able, and I want to emphasize that because we don't want to add to the financial burden that people are feeling. This is a community effort. It's not your responsibility alone. So if you're not able to take up this challenge yourself right now, know that others will do so and that God needs you to focus on your own needs at this time. But if you are able, find a way this week to practice extravagant generosity. Maybe you'll order dinner from a locally owned restaurant and give an Easter-worthy tip to your delivery driver. Or maybe you'll get on your favorite artist or performer's Patreon page, since many of them aren't able to work at all right now, and give them an Easter present. And of course, there are lots of local nonprofits that aren't receiving all of their normal funding, and yet the need for their services has increased. We'll provide links to a few of those nonprofits in the description below. However you think it best to be generous, sometime this week, open your heart and your wallet so that others who are most desperate, most afraid, can realize that through the kindness and the blessing of others, there is still hope, there is still light and love in this time. If you are able, find a way to be Easter.